Hi y'all, this is Sharon Dave Ghost Hunting Theories, and today's Vlog Friday. Today I want to discuss ancient giants, the originators as I like to call them. One of the things that kind of amazes me is that archaeologists, anthropologists in general have looked at evidence of past cultures, drawings on caves, little items, totems and such, and speculated that ancient man was incredibly spiritual. I don't really think that's true. And as far as Native American legends, I think they're unbelievably accurate. To dismiss them as some sort of spiritual heathen concepts is to throw away basically the Bible too, because what we're talking about is people who are trying to tell us about the world they lived in. And that world they lived in had gods. At least to them, they were gods. They were these people who were powerful. They were mighty. They were Zeus. They were Thor. These guys were big and bad, and they would eat you, and there was retribution, and they would, smote you, or whatever you want to call it. Why did people in ancient cultures draw these things on their walls? Well, I think they had a lot more to do, like try to survive, than to have spirituality. But they did live among another race, and this other race was incredibly advanced by thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ahead of them. So they dispersed from Africa. We did, the Homo sapiens, and we found this other culture, and this other culture was powerful. They were also carnivorous, which made them a little bit, on the cannibalistic side, because it would make them very predatory. It would be in their nature, the way they're built. So how do you make nice with these people who have amazing structures, amazing knowledge and technology and mining and all kinds of stuff? How do you make nice with them and keep them from eating your whole village? Well, maybe you give them some sacrifices to appease them. They're appeasing the gods. They are forming their children's heads in order to be pointed like these people, or what they like to call the Ottoman skull shape. And it could have been an offshoot of Homo erectus. I think that's incredibly likely that we're talking about that this race before us was just simply another much earlier race of man that had spread across the world. And by the time we finally got around to, checking the world out, we're like, dudes, there's villages and there's buildings and there's mining and they can do magic. And the question is just how far did this culture go? Well, if you look at Native American accounts, and we have to take them incredibly seriously, it's like the Bible. The Bible was trying to tell us about things that happened, but it was also injecting magic in order to explain what the gods were capable of. And I think we find this with Native Americans too. And the Paiutes did an amazing account. I mean, just flawless account of these red-haired giants. And they also describe something that we've dismissed and haven't really paid attention to, the fact that they were hair-covered all over. I think that's pretty significant. Lenni Lenape or Lenape, I'm not quite sure how they like to say it, but they did have their own stories too about dealing with these giants and driving them down the Mississippi. There's just so many cultures that have told us about this. Wisconsin Native Americans said, no, we didn't do mining, the tall white guys did that were here before us. So we're talking about Native Americans being the second migration, Europeans being the third migration, and the first migration being the ancient giants, the originators. And even archaeologists know that. I mean, they even refer to first and second migrations. So they know somebody else was here. I think that this, the evidence is quite easy to read if you really look at it. Start looking at cave drawings and what archaeologists and anthropologists, paleontologists have been telling us was some sort of incredibly spiritual people of the past that would draw things of the spirit world. And Native Americans who would make up tales of spiritual things. Well, the Bible told tales of spiritual things too. We've all done it, but we're trying to account for actual things that really occurred here. And we need to start looking at it quite differently than we used to, that it's not magic, it's not make-believe. They're trying to explain events within the context of gods that were too impressive. If we had people that were hundreds of thousands of years ahead of us, living here on the earth with us, they would be gods to us too. So we need to start relooking at some of this spirituality in ancient man and Native Americans and really start poring over those Native American tales, because they were making up stuff. They were trying to really well document actual events that occurred. And if they sound extraordinary, it's because they were dealing with an extraordinary race. And that's where I stand with it.